Hello and welcome to another segment on determinant. Today we shall be dealing with determinant solution of linear equations by the use of Cramer's rule, and later we would be dealing with some numerical problems that would be based on the use of Cramer's rule. So in order to find the solution of linear equations, we are now going to derive the Cramer's rule equations by the use of three simultaneous equations, which are a1x plus b1y plus c1z equal to d1. Then second equation is a2x plus b2y plus c2z equal to d2. And the third equation is given as a3x plus b3y plus c3z equal to d3. Equation which has the value of a1x plus b1y plus c1z is being labeled as equation number 1. Similarly, the equation 2 is a2x plus b2y plus c2z equal to d2, and equation 3 is a3x plus b3y plus c3z equal to d3. Now we would be determining a determinant whose elements are d1, b1, c1, and the second row is d2, b2, c2. Third row is d3, b3, C3. Now substituting the values of d1, d2, d3 from equation number 1, 2 and 3, we have d1 as a1x plus b1y plus c1z, d2 as a2x plus b2y plus c2z, and d3 as a3x plus b3y plus c3z. Similarly, the rest of the columns are b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. Now, the expression or the determinant on the right hand side can be further broken up into three determinants by using the property which states that if each entry in a row or column of a determinant is written as the sum of two or more terms, then the determinant can be written as the sum of two or more determinants. That is, here the first column, which is obtained by summation of three terms, can be rewritten in the form of a1x, a2x and a3x. The rest of the columns are same, that is b1, b2, b3. The third column is c1, c2, c3. In similar manner, the third determinant obtained from the right hand side of the above determinant would be b1y, b2y and b3y, and the rest of the columns would be same as b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. Similarly, the last determinant would be containing c1z, c2z, c3z, and the rest of the columns would be b1, b2, b3 and c1, c2, c3. Now the determinant can be further broken by utilizing the property of a determinant, which states that if all the elements in a row or a column are multiplied by the same number, then the resulting determinant is also the product of determinant and that number. So the determinants can be rewritten in the form by taking the constant term outside, as from the first column we have x constant, therefore it's taken outside, and the rest of the elements are a1, a2, a3. The second column consists of b1, b2, b3. Similarly, third column contains c1, c2, c3. The next determinant has y common in all the elements of column 1, so y is taken as constant. This would give us the determinant of this form containing elements b1, b2, b3 in column number 1, then b1, b2, b3 in column number 2. Similarly, elements c1, c2, c3 in column number 3. The z would be taken constant in case of third determinant, and we would be getting the third determinant as C1, C2, C3, B1, B2, B3, and C1, C2, C3 again. Now, as we were writing earlier, this value is equal to the determinant D1, B1, C1, D2, B2, C2, and D3, B3, C3. That means this determinant is equal to x into A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, and A3, B3, C3. Now the second determinant on the containing y as a constant, here the column number 1 which contains B1, B2, B3, and column number 2 which contains again B1, B2, B3 are identical, and as stated by the property of a determinant, if any two rows or any two columns of a determinant are identical, then the determinant value is 0. Similarly, the determinant of third determinant would also be 0, since here column number 1 and column number 3 are identical. Now we can write this in short form as D1 B1 C1 is equal to x into A1 B1 C1. We have used the short notations for this determinant as D1 B1 C1, and for this determinant as A1 B1 C1. Hence x gets the value of D1 B1 C1 divided by this determinant divided by A1 B1 C1 determinant. Similarly, y can be obtained as the ratio of determinant of A1 D2 C3 divided by A1 B1 C1, and z gets the value on the similar lines as A1 B2 D3 divided by the determinant of A1 B2 C3. This implies that x gets the value of dx by d, and y gets the value of dy by d again, then z gets the value of dz by d. These equations are now referred to as Cramer's rule, and in the later sections we are going to determine how these equations determine the consistency and dependency of equations. Now we are going to use Cramer's rule to solve a given simultaneous equation. Now we have a problem that says that we have to use Cramer's rule to solve two simultaneous equations, which are 7x plus 2y minus 25 equal to 0 and 2x minus 4 minus y equal to 0. Now according to Cramer's rule, we have that x gets the value of dx by d and y gets the value of dy by d. Now d is the determinant that is obtained by cross multiplying the elements of x and y, which are here 7, 2 and 2 minus 1. This means d has the value of minus 7 minus 4, this is equal to minus 11. Dx is obtained by replacing the elements of x by the constant terms, which is 25 in the first equation and 4 in the second. Similarly, the elements of y constitute the second column of dx, which are 2 and minus 1. This gives us a value of minus 25 minus 8, thus we would be having a total of minus 33. Now dy is obtained by keeping the elements of x onto the first column, which are 7 and 2, and replacing the elements of y by the constant terms, which are 25 and 4. This would give us a value of 28 minus 50, which is equal to minus 22. Now x is equal to, from the above equations, dx is since minus 33, so x would be minus 33 divided by minus 11, which is the value of d. This that we get x as 3, and similarly y is obtained as minus 22 divided by minus 11. This would give us y as 2. Thus, using Cramer's rule, we have obtained the values of x and y as 3 and 2 respectively. With this, we conclude this chapter on determinant.